Hello, welcome back again to the Brew Corner. Now I've been looking forward to today because if you remember, I think it was a few weeks ago now, I put up a video about making the Stone and Woods Morgan's clone. So Morgan, who make kit beers, have made a copy of an Australian beer called the original Stone and Wood Pacific Ale, and it's been in the fermenter for 2 weeks. It was dry hopped for 4 days, and I've bottled, and it's been in the bottle now for 10 days, and it's ready for drinking. So I'm going to actually do the review today, and just to make it interesting, I found out just last week, that there is a supplier of the actual beer here in the UK. So I bought the bottle and there it is. And I thought we'll do a side-by-side test of the Stone and Wood Pacific Ale. So let's get started. But before I do that, I just need to point one thing out. This was brewed in Australia. I believe it's a place called Byron Bay in New South Wales, and obviously it's taken a lot of time to get here, and then no doubt in the UK it's been in warehouses and the like, and of course we've had a pandemic. There's only about a month left on this, so it's coming to the end of its life, and that's important when you do reviews, and I'll explain why in a short while. So let's get both of these open first and we'll have a look at them and see if they look similar. So this is the original. It's a very light coloured beer. Hazy. And it does actually say on the bottom, it is bottle conditioned. So you're meant to put a little bit of the sediment into the beer. A small little cap of a foam on the top. It's quite effervescent. The foam looks, well, what I call like a fizzy pop head. I don't think that's going to stick around for long. Okay, so that's the original, the Stone and Wood. Let's open the copy, the Morgan's Stone and Wood, and see how they compare. I'm using the same glass, or the same style of glass, and it's only a 330 ml bottle, the original, so I'm pouring about a similar amount in. Well, maybe I should have put a tad more in, but well, okay, there's a big difference in appearance. This is much darker. In fact, if I hold it, you may not be able to, yeah, there you go. It's got this orangey colour to it, whereas this is more like a pale yellow. And the head is much thicker and creamier. Whereas this now is just very wispy. Carbonation's good, but that's down to me. I just used a old school, a kilo of table sugar in each bottle, 500 ml bottle. Right, what about the aroma? It's quite a light aroma. The bottle says they use malt, wheat and Galaxy hops. I can definitely smell the wheat. And a faint hint of hops. And this is why I mentioned the best before date, and this is why it's important, because hops depreciate over time. The intensity of the hop depreciates. So the older the beer is, the less hoppy they actually are. And you know, this has travelled halfway around the world. Yeah, it's probably not as hoppy as it should be if it was fresh from the brewery. So I only found out I could buy this last week. I was thinking I was going to just have to review the Morgan's clone on its own, and so to try and get some judgment about how the original beer tastes like, I watched some YouTube reviews, and of course they were Australians. So this review is going to be a sort of like a mixture between the two, simply because this is a little bit on the old side, and the hops have virtually gone. There's really no aroma there. Just a hint though, and it is galaxy, it's passion fruit, it's mango, it's tropical fruit. And the wheat. I can't really taste any malt though, the pale malt, the biscuitiness. That's not there. Okay, let's try mine. Mango! Passion fruit! This is a lot more hoppy. But then, it's only been in the bottle 10 days, so, and it was dry hop for 4 days before that, so of course it's 2 weeks, 2 week old, of course it's going to be more hoppy. Yeah, and it's still picking up that wheatiness. Except, I think, except for the hops, it's a very similar aroma. There's not much malt. It's very wheat dominant on the aroma, but this one has a much stronger hop presence. Right, let's go into the taste test, the all important part. It's a nice beer. Okay, the first thing you notice is how light it is. It's a very light bodied beer. In fact, you would say it's almost watery. Again, like with the aroma, there's really no pale malt coming through, but you do taste the wheat, and there is certainly that softness that wheat gives to a beer. It's nicely carved, but it has that nice soft edge to it. Absolutely no bitterness, or very, very little. But there is a nice dryness at the back end. And hops, well, again, unfortunately, there's not really much in the way of hops. There is a hint of them though. A hint of the passion fruit, a hint of the mango, the tropical fruit, a little bit of citrusiness, but I don't think this is anything like how it tastes in Australia when it's fresh, based on the reviews that I've seen. Let's try mine. Exactly the same body. It's exactly the same body. It's watery, very light. Again, I'm not picking up any malt, but I do taste the wheat, and it's dry on the back end with very little, virtually no bitterness at all, but it does have a nice dryness. But this has also got a really nice galaxy flavour, and it's nicely carved. Yeah, the hops, obviously being so fresh, they're just coming through lovely. They're not overpowering. It's just really nicely balanced with that wheaty smoothness. That's a really nice beer, and based on the reviews, and they were made by Australian beer reviewers, who obviously was drinking a much fresher version of the original than that I can. this is standing up pretty well to them, to be honest. Yeah. So, in conclusion, what can I say? Well, they look completely different beers, but I don't drink beer for the colour. Uh, you know what? I think Morgan's has done it. I think that is pretty damn close to the original Pacific Ale from Stone and Wood. Like I said, you have to heavily caveat this beer because of its age. But the mouthfeel, the fact there's no bitterness, the dryness, that's exactly the same. It's exactly the same. The only difference between these two is how much hop you can taste and the aroma. But as I said, this is an old beer. This is a month away from its best buy date. This could be 6-8 months since bottling. And that plays a part when you're reviewing. Hence, I've also got the benefit of being able to watch Australians review a fresh version of this, and it's pretty much this beer. I think Morgan's have done it. So, if you like light-bodied beers, if you're not a fan of bitterness at the back end, and you like Galaxy hops, those tropical flavours, this is right up your street. This is the Morgan Stone and Wood. It's just a kit-based beer. It uses a kit of the Morgan's Pacific Ale and also their wheat extract. Now, I couldn't get the wheat extract. I used Cooper's wheat extract, but it's fine. It works exactly the same. Of course it does. This is a beer you would probably enjoy. Now, as I said, it's very watery, which is understandable. I mean, the original is, Australia, blazing hot, unlike here. So for us, it's very much a summer drink, but you would enjoy that very much. Okay, well done, Morgans. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Now, on Sunday, what I'm going to be doing is a commercial beer review, because our breweries in the UK over the last 18 months, they've been going through, well, hell, to be honest. They've had a really hard time because for most of these 18 months our pubs have been shut, and many of the breweries have closed, although they've reopened now. And although I'm a home brewer and most of the beer I drink I make myself, I think there's a real need to support UK breweries, or the breweries in whichever country you live in. So I'm going to start doing some commercial beer reviews from the UK, and just to help them, just to advertise them more, promote them more. I'm not being paid to do this. I'm going to be buying whatever beer I fancy, at the weekend, and I'll do a review for YouTube. And it's just my way of just trying to support them and get them back on their feet, because they've all opened up now. The pubs are open. Let's just hope they can continue and make a success. So on Sunday I'll be doing a commercial beer review. I don't know which one yet because I haven't been to the supermarket, but that's coming up on Sunday, so stay tuned. And as I say, thanks for watching. It's a pleasure, and as always, I'll see you again in the next video.